Greetings, dear listener. Today we're going to talk about pod fading, what it is, and how to deal with it. Pod fading is essentially like what it sounds like, where episodes in a podcast that once were coming out on a weekly and regular basis start to like trickle in. Maybe there's one missing for 1 month, maybe there's not one for a whole month, and there's not really much word from the podcaster, from the producer, as to why this is happening, which leaves this is the downside of it, leaves the listener confused and wanting to know, like, why is it not happening this week? I look forward to your show. But there are a lot of reasons that this happens, that pod fading happens. So especially if you're an independent podcaster where you do everything for your show, you're the producer, you're the processor, you're the host. All of that can lead to burnout, and that's another thing we'll talk about eventually. But lots of reasons for pod fading. But and we shouldn't feel bad about those things. They're inevitable, and I'll get into that. But now let's talk about how to prevent pod fading before you even begin your podcast. Right at the inception of your show, you should keep a few things in mind, like, is this a topic, the topic you've selected to podcast about, is this a topic I absolutely love and can just talk about endlessly? Like, can I just talk about this all the time? So if the answer to that is yes, then already that's a good start. But there are some things that even your love or passion for a project just cannot contend with if you're an independent podcaster. Because if you're an independent podcaster, you got to be wearing all these different hats, and it can be a strain to have a weekly show that you're trying to satiate this audience that you've built up. No matter how niche your show is, that connection between you and your listener is real, and you're going to want to maintain that and honor that. And that's one of the reasons pod fading is so frustrating, both for the podcaster and for the listener, is because it deviates from that established norm in the relationship between podcaster and listener. So number one, make sure it's something that you're passionate about. Number two, make sure that it's a schedule of release that actually fits with your life. There's no need to have a weekly episodic podcast every single Monday if you can't do that. If you really can't do that because you've got other responsibilities in life, job, kids, wife, husband. So decide on a schedule that is conducive with your real life. And third, and most importantly, be completely transparent with your fans, with your listener. If you feel like you need a hiatus, I'm on a hiatus right now. If you feel you need a hiatus, they will appreciate you just telling them that, just being honest with them. Always keep them informed as to what you are doing, and that will prevent pod fading, because then it won't just be trickling out and they'll be like, what's happening here? You explain to them, I think I need a break, and they will understand. They'll understand. People understand. If you've given them a show and you've built up that loyalty and respect in the fan base, they'll understand if you need a break. So take those breaks, be transparent with your audience, make sure you love your subject matter, and make sure your schedule you pick is actually in alignment with your life. So that's it for pod fading. Make sure you subscribe, like this video as well. I got more videos on podcasting coming out. Go to ftkail.com and sign up for my newsletter, and follow me on Twitter at ftkail. Thank you very much for listening. Have a nice day.